Hello, my name is Joe Hennis.
And I'm Jarrod Fairclough.
And welcome to Introduce Our Guest Star, a Muppet fan podcast presented by ToughPigs.com. In this show, Jarrod and I are taking it in turns to surprise each other with this week's guest. And this week, hey, it's my turn again. So, Jarrod, you have no idea who our guest is. Correct.
Not a clue. I'm real antsy because it's the last episode for the season. And you promised me a good guest for a finale.
That's
and
right.
My head's been swimming with ideas. So I assume it's a giant Hollywood star, but I guess we're going to find out.
I guess so. You're going to have to ask some questions to figure out if it's a star, and if so, which star it is. So
all right, well,
go ahead, ask away.
All right, well, I start as we always do. Muppets, Sesame, or Henson?
Muppets.
Okay. Is this person a puppeteer?
Yes and no.
Oh, God. That doesn't help me. Okay. Has this person worked with the Muppets in the last 10 years?
Yes.
Yes. Has they? That's good English.
Has they
worked with the Muppets? Have they worked with the Muppets in the last 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. Will I know this person predominantly as a puppeteer?
Yes and no.
Okay, you are not helping me whatsoever.
No, because I really don't want you to get this.
Okay, because I truly do not even have a remote guess at the moment. All right. Do you know what, Joe?
Yes.
I truly have no idea. I'm gonna take a wild stab, even though I only know this person as a puppeteer. But they came to mind as I was having my breakfast this morning. Dave Rodman.
Great and incorrect guess.
Yeah, I knew it was wrong. Let's go.
Jarrod, let me tell you, one of our guests today, that's right, we've got two guests.
Oh my God, all right.
One of our guests is a children's book author and illustrator who once spilled a tray full of water on Miss Piggy and Joan Rivers. Our other guest has been a dinosaur, a lounge singer, a piano-playing dog, and a king prawn. Together, our guests have been hosting regular video and podcast series with interviews with Muppet-related luminaries. Jarrod, I am extremely proud to introduce our guest stars, Gene Barretta and Bill Barretta, better known as the Barretta Brothers.
Oh my gosh, two guests. It's going to be so much harder to edit. Hello, Mr. Barretta. Hello, other Mr. Barretta. So many Barrettas.
Too many.
Seeing double.
How are you guys?
Good.
You're the second Jarrod I know.
Already
we're.
Well, I mean, I don't make puppets as well as the other Jarrod.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? How are you guys? This is the first time we've had two guests on at once. It's gonna be hell for me to edit, but
what's wrong with your voice?
I'm Australian. That's what it is. People have been asking me that for years.
Why do you sound like that?
Do you know, it's funny you say that, Bill. I was at work a couple of weeks ago, and I had a customer tell me I had the most irritating voice they'd ever heard.
No.
Yeah. So
true.
Just
true. I'd love to hear what they sound like.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit here and feel a bit vulnerable in myself for a while.
Oh no, I'm teasing, right?
Was it Gilbert Gottfried? Was Gilbert Gottfried the one who gave you
right? Yeah, that's what should be. Yeah. Joe Hennis, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just doing the same crap.
Now I know two Joes in New York. I know two Joes in New York now. Yeah.
We have to fight now. That's it. There can only be one.
My money's on the other guy.
Our grandfather was a Joseph,
Oh.
That's why we love you.
Oh, thank you guys. I don't
Why
have
are you
a Bill
eating?
or a
Excuse
Gene
me.
in
I'm
my
sorry.
life.
Excuse me just for a minute. Why are you fucking eating right now? Unbelievable.
I was on a podcast not long ago where the whole conceit was that we're like chatting over lunch, so we're eating while we talk, and we're like, this is going to sound horrible. It's just
I can't imagine that sounds good.
But that's okay. That's your that's your thing. That's your show. You can do whatever you can do whatever you want.
We're not recording yet.
You're a guest.
We are. We're going to put all this in, Gene.
He's a
Sorry.
guest and he's eating.
Just
Now he's
drinking.
Now you're drinking the juice from the bowl. It's really
Okay,
appetizing.
what
Gene.
were you eating? Because our listeners are going to want to know since they can't see you. You could be eating anything right now.
Yeah, what does it matter?
Hang on, chew, and then you could talk. Don't choke, please.
Shish kebab.
Yeah.
No, it was just
Pita.
slices of cantaloupe and pineapple. Okay.
Delicious.
Jesus. So yeah,
Right.
go ahead, guys.
Now I'm
Anything you wanna know?
gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna brush my teeth now.
Great, go for it. I mean, we've had you eating. We had Kirk Thatcher did his whole thing from bed. So we want people to get comfortable. You want to eat? Oh, and Bill's having a nice drink.
Trying to make
Yeah.
slurping sounds.
He's making his own Foley right now.
Yeah, great. I'll really jack up the sound when we do that.
Are we have we started already?
Yeah, I'm going to put in most of this.
I don't
Thanks
care.
for
We're
being
real.
here.
We
Very much.
like to
This
keep
is,
it real.
You have to keep it real. I mean, you've got your own little video, podcast, vlog, whatever you call it.
Oh, so it's little, huh?
Oh,
know
well,
what
it's
we
quite
call
big.
it.
I mean, I've watched most of them. Actually, I think I've watched all of them. Have you had like little moments where things have just sort of gone wrong during your show?
That's all it is.
I mean, it's become a running thing where the technical shit was like just everywhere for at least the first couple months. We went through two different technical crews, and then we took it over ourselves and had our own problems. And there was
And then
always
Gene
something.
eats through every episode.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
But the fans
That's the
love
shtick.
my food.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you've done episodes where you've had like how many guests on at once?
40 and the
45.
dinosaurs.
45.
Yeah.
That's
That's
must have been
insane.
chaotic.
It was so stupid, but it was fun. We did.
I didn't know
figure
that
out
there
how
were
to-
45 people who made dinosaurs.
Oh my god!
I thought it was
that's-
just like
that's-
12 guys in a back of a van. No,
Yeah,
There
right.
weren't 45. There weren't 45 dinosaurs. Period.
Yeah.
by that I believe.
Actually, I think there was 130 people or something was our crew. I think. You might be wrong about that, but somewhere around there. Yeah, everybody that worked on it, so it wasn't even clearly everybody. But it was a pretty good group. I thought we had a nice representation of the different departments and groups that help it all come together, and starting with Alex Rockwell being on a plane with Jim, talking about the idea, to Brian then carrying it on, and being 28 years old and running a company. It was great. And then all the different people that were, and that was the thing, right, Gene? Everybody was so excited to do it. They were like, how are we going to do this? Even Brian said, you're insane. Why are you doing this? There's too many people. How's this going to happen?
Yeah.
But we figured it out. I thought it went pretty well.
What's it been like for you then the show ended early 90s. And then a lot of people had sort of forgotten about it a little bit. And then all of a sudden it comes back on Disney Plus, and there is a massive resurgence of just love for the show. So what was that like for you, say 25, 30 years later?
Well, I knew that we were having an anniversary that was coming up. So Gene and I had been talking about it before the Disney Plus stuff, right? Before it came on there, and we were trying to figure out how can we coordinate it with them a little bit. But I mean, I still get to play cards occasionally with some of the folks from the show. We've been playing for 30 years, some of the same performers. And so for me, it was just getting to see.
Look at Joe. It's like it's his birthday. Look at the smile on his face.
He's got Rowlf on.
I love this stuff. Yeah, I got a Rowlf shirt. Yeah, it says
like
Rowlf.
that. Who did
Rowlf.
that?
That's James Hans. Do you know James Hans, the artist?
I don't, but I
like
like
such
that.
a talent, super talented guy, huge Muppet fan. And I mean, it's one of those things where like there's not enough Muppet merchandise in the world. I think we all could probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Especially the B-list characters. Like we got a lot of Kermit and Piggy out there, but like, where's my Rowlf stuff? And so, I had to get it. I had to have it.
But I like that characterization of him. I like him with his eyes closed.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
he's rolling on the floor laughing. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
waffling. Yeah. Anyway, nobody can see my shirt right now, but you can imagine.
But it's great. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the sort of resurgence of love for dinosaurs.
Oh, Yeah, well, I was, I don't know, just happy that people still like it and they get to see these episodes again. I know I started watching them again when they came back on because I hadn't seen them in years, and it was fun to go, oh God, or to go, oh my God, that's amazing. The
What
really great writing.
I watched Dinosaurs back when it was originally on ABC back in the day, and then I had also kind of like put it on the back burner for years. I mean, also because I didn't have access to the episodes, and then when it was on, I think Hulu years ago, I was
Right.
like, great, I'm going to rewatch the whole show, get a new appreciation for this thing, and I didn't know about how, first of all, how smart the show was. I thought it was just like
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
like it's like the Flintstones, but with puppets instead of
Right.
instead of a cartoon.
Yep.
But it's such a great pastiche of what a sitcom is, and like all of like the very special episodes and the life lessons that are kind of dumb, and like
Yeah.
it's such a smart show. I really hope that people like if they're not familiar with dinosaurs, or if they think it's just another sitcom, they give another
Yeah.
chance because it
Yeah,
deserves
me
it.
too. Hopefully it's, people go, oh, it's just puppets and stuff. But I mean, just the animatronic characters were great. Just think of BP Richfield. What a great character. Just
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
just from beginning to end, it just perfect. Everything came together perfectly for that character. And there's a lot of them, but the writing was amazing. Writing was
Billy,
just
can you
great.
when you watch it now, can you watch it with some objectivity, or as if
oh
you're,
sure,
not even involved? I mean, Billy, could you
oh
or do you
sorry.
still feel every bit of connection with, oh, that was take five, and oh, I remember feeling sick that day, and
Some, not a lot. I mean, it's funny, like when I've been watching a few of them and when I remember them, I don't hear the voices of the people who did the voices on the show, except Kevin. I hear Steve doing BP Richfield and Robbie, and I hear, Mac Wilson, Dave Goles doing Earl, and Alan Troutman doing Fran, and because I could hear them in my head. We had headphones inside of those heads, and we could all communicate. And so that's the thing I think that happens the most when I watch these things. It's almost like I get thrown at first because I just remember the other voices so well, and then I get used to it again. But I don't really remember necessarily, oh, something happened at that point. I was just too exhausted and really high all the time. No, I was just too exhausted. Just really tired and just trying to get through the days,
I
And
remember
just
between
reasonably
takes
high.
bringing, yeah,
very.
between takes, you'd open up the mouth and I'd blow pot smoke into your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you got to breathe, you know.
You got to breathe something.
That's
So
right.
were they doing the actors who were doing the voices, so Jessica Walter, Stuart Pankin, were they doing the voices to what you guys had already shot, or are you sort of mouthing along to what they've already done?
In the beginning, we did table reads where everybody would kind of show up, and we would get to hear the different actors reading those table reads of the script. But we didn't take those recordings or anything and work to those. We, the guys and the gals that were performing the characters on the set, their voices were recorded on the production track, and then the voices that came in to replace them would do that after the edit was made, in the ADR session. But it's interesting because at first I think it was hard to find the balance. You have three people doing one character, for example. You have me inside, my representation of what I'm thinking it should be, that I'm working out with Dave Goles or Mac Wilson, who's then performing the head and the voice on the set, right? So we've worked out what we think the performance should be. And then it goes into have Stuart do it, and he adds his flavor. And at first, I think we were like, oh, maybe that's, oh, darn, we meant to do it this way. And he probably thought, why are they doing it that way? It should be more like this. And, but then I think as we got to the second season, we all, at least I know Mac and I, started to draw from what Stuart was doing. And he relaxed, I think, a little more and trusted what we were doing. And it just started to come together more. So we were all feeding off of each other, to make it one thing, which was great. It was so fun to see it when it was done, because I knew what it was like watching a playback on the set, but then to see it when it went on air, it was like, oh God, look what he did. Look at how Stewart did that. That's great. That works better than what we did, and it was just really fun to see the outcome.
It became seamless. It really does feel like one cohesive performance, which is why I think that show works so well, especially Earl. Like, he's such a great character. Like, he could have just been a, Homer Simpson type, but he really became his own.
Yeah, I think because he was based on Jackie Gleason, and people hadn't seen a Jackie Gleason in a long time. And then Stewart's character, he took from this he talks about it on one of our shows, or maybe two, right, Gene? Where he talks about that vaudevillian, or like this like Poconos type of performer. I can't remember who it was. It was some character that he based his voice on. And so that added another layer, and because he didn't want to just do Jackie Gleason, right? So he did this other thing that was close to him that he understood, and that's what made it, I think, really original. Yeah.
It's like, it's something that Jerry Nelson told me once about a lot of his characters, where he is doing impressions.
Talk about being high.
We didn't talk about that part, but he did say with a lot of his characters, he's doing impressions of famous characters or famous celebrities, but his impressions are not really spot on, so you can't really tell who he's impersonating, and it sounds like an original character that he made up for this Muppet.
Yeah, boy, he was unbelievable.
He really was
amazing. Oh my God. Well, that's the crazy Guggenheim, and that's New Zealand, and all these great characters that I'm sure he draws on, but they're all his.
Do you two know who Crazy Guggenheim is?
I have no idea who Crazy Guggenheim is.
Okay, I figured because of your age, but he used to be a character on the old Jackie Gleason show in the 60s. And he was a bartender, and he would talk like this, Mr. Gleason. Yeah, it's very like this,
And I think he drew from that. And also, there's somebody else too, that was the Lou. I bet Matt knows. Somebody else too, I think, for Lou. But I remember he said it was kind of a Guggenheim thing at one point.
There was. I'm gonna look it up just because I'm curious, because I know we talked about it in an interview we did with him a decade and a half ago. But while I'm looking that up, so Gene, I don't want you to feel left out of this conversation. We have plenty of questions for you as well.
I just figured he was wanting to finish the roast chicken he was eating, and
he's still eating. As soon as he's done.
So you guys ask Billy another question, because I have some lunch and some dessert I need to get to.
No, I refuse. We're gonna ask some questions. You were a storyboard artist on Muppets from Space, is that right?
Yeah, I was one of two of them. Yeah,
one of two of them. Did you? Well, first of all, I'm curious. Did you get to keep any of those storyboards? And number two, how did you get that gig? Was it through Bill, or was that just completely unrelated? He's gone.
Left.
He went to go get his
food.
Wow.
I think the oven went off.
Super
he's
rude.
already. He has to turn take the pie out of the oven. We were shooting Muppets from Space, so it kind of came through me, but they immediately recognized that he was certainly qualified, and he had done stuff before, so it was great because we got to go to Wilmington, North Carolina, and it was the first time he and I had spent probably that much time on a shoot, on a project. We lived together for how long, Gene? Can you hear us?
It was just like 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
I'm looking for the storyboards.
Oh, you can't find it? Oh, I thought you saw.
Oh, you're looking for the storyboard. This is.
I'll edit all this
fascinating stuff. That.
Oh, really? You don't want to keep this in?
All this silence.
The awkward silence as we wait.
What the hell? It used to be right here. Right
I'll
here.
keep it all.
We don't know what you mean by here.
Right here. Damn.
I appreciate the sound effects.
All right.
Okay. So wait. Go
ahead, Joe.
While we're waiting.
Else?
Yes. I looked up.
Go ahead.
I'm going to a little pause for Jarrod's editing.
Nah.
I found you guys. I found from our interview with Jerry Nelson from way back in 2009. I asked him about New Zealand. He said that Lou was his tribute to Frankie Fontaine.
Oh, Frankie
Fontaine he said he had a dopey voice, but he could sing beautifully. He said we never did the beautiful singing part on the show, but He says just the idea of this guy who had a boomerang fish act. It was really. Oh, then he talks about who the character is, not the voice. But yes, the dopey
Frankie
voice.
Fontaine.
Yeah, beautiful singing voice, Frankie Fontaine.
Right.
There you go.
And was that the same, Gene? Do you know, was that the same guy on Gleason that talked funny and then he would sing with this incredible
I'll tell you
voice?
Sorry,
we did a
I
gag.
bailed because
We did a gag with that on Muppets Tonight too, where we had Clueless.
I'm on Frankie Fontaine's Wikipedia
that's
page
him.
right now.
That's
yes,
him.
yeah, same guy.
It's the same guy.
Okay, right.
We got to the bottom of it, folks.
There you go. So wait, so Frankie Fontaine was Crazy Guggenheim.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Frankie was the real name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Right.
I thought for sure the storyboards were just, seconds away, but they're not there. After we're finished this, I'll show you.
Great.
Now back to Gene.
So you do have the storyboards. They do exist. They're some of them are at least in your position.
All of them.
All right. So
All of them.
So yeah. So how did you get that gig? What was the connection there to get you working on Muppets from Space?
I sent my all my artwork to Bill Barretta, and he reviewed. No.
Oh, you
Is that how you
Bill?
met? Did you guys meet through
Yeah.
Muppets from Space?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah.
It was that was the first time we saw each other face to face. Before that, it was all emails,
lawyers.
correspondence. Yeah. It just I came. Let's see, that was '98. So I came back to the Philadelphia area. I was living in Virginia for a while, and I had done some Sesame Street animations. And so I was talking to Sesame people, and then Billy was doing the dinosaurs thing, and then he said that they're looking for storyboard artists for Muppets from Space. So somehow they saw my work. I guess I sent it through Billy.
Yep.
And they liked it enough to. And I was just there. I think Darren. What's his last name? Damn it, Darren Dinling.
Darren Dammit.
Darren's. I'll get it. But
Darren,
did
if
he
you're
stay the whole
listening, message us. Let us know what your last
We
name
know who
is.
you
Yeah.
are.
Bill, was he there the whole time, Billy? Because I was only there for the first 3 weeks because I had to go home and I had a deadline for one of my Sesame Street animations, and I had to finish that up. So I was in Wilmington for the first 3 weeks. The last week of that was shooting, so I got to see a little bit of shooting, but otherwise they're doing all that pre-production. So
And that was the first thing that you had gotten to do with the Muppets. Is that correct, Gene? Like officially, I mean, not aside from visiting sets and stuff like that.
Yeah, unofficially there were some background characters and things, but I don't remember that. Yeah, every occasional background characters, but Billy, when did we do the Tinseltown and all that? That was
much
after.
later.
Must have been
Much
after.
later.
Yeah, so I guess
Way
that was
later.
the first official work I did with them. Yeah.
Cool. And then you designed a couple of those Tinseltown characters yourself, right?
I'm being
At
really
least a few of them?
guest, aren't I?
Yeah, what the fuck
Really
are you
bad.
doing?
You just gotta
I was
answer the
looking up
questions,
Darren's
Gene.
last name. I was looking up Darren's last name. I'm trying to be like
Don't worry.
perfect guest. All right. I feel bad. Well,
You designed the Augie and Dell and those Tinseltown characters.
yeah, well, first I redesigned the Tinseltown characters because they already had two that existed. And for some reason they couldn't keep those exact designs. So I had to adapt them
Well, because they
for
weren't
the next
owned
production.
They weren't owned by Henson. So originally when Brian and I did a little demo pitch thing for Bobby and Samson, it was Howard Tubman and the bull that was used in Muppets Tonight that Jerry did him. It was like a bad guy. It was
it was
the
like a Flash
cows.
Gordon.
Yeah,
It was a Flash Gordon spoof. Yeah.
right. So Brian was using that.
The
Mooing.
bad guy was
Thank you.
mooing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Brian was using him.
That
and I was
information
using-
was rent free up here.
Look at you.
You should do a Muppet trivia against Jesse Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh my! No, Jesse would kick my ass.
Who would win between you two in a Muppet trivia contest?
Oh, I think I'd give it to Joe.
Yeah, but you know what though? I would give it to Ryan. Ryan would beat me in Muppet trivia. So
Oh,
I'm happy being right there in the middle.
And by the way, speaking of that, you guys supplied us with all the trivia questions. Thank you very much.
Yes,
We
thank
did,
you.
yeah, which was super fun for us. And I know I watched the last one you did. I feel like you guys gave up halfway through because our questions were too hard.
They were really
They
So
were.
hard.
sorry.
No, they were
Well, we
great. It
realized
was great.
what we should have done is Ryan and I should have been on the show to ask the questions, because then we can kind of
Right.
put, because when we had one of our questions, which I should not have included, this was my fault, was in Elmo Saves Christmas, who is he saving Christmas from? And it's
Yes,
a trick
right.
question. If he's saving, because Elmo's the one who ruins Christmas. He makes a wish and Christmas gets ruined and he has to save it.
Yeah.
But when you don't have that context, if you do not, like, the people answering the questions didn't know the special so well.
Yeah,
You know,
but that's a good idea.
that
We should have
doesn't work so well.
we should have you guys come on and do that. Be the,
Anytime.
Yeah.
the ones who ask the question.
And then
It'll be
we can eat while you're doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you take a break.
Yeah.
We'll host your show for a while. The
That'd be
Barretta
great.
Brothers will become the Top Pigs Brothers. Done.
fun. but so those two characters were owned by Disney, right? Because that
Oh,
was
Yep.
the sale to Disney, and then so that's why we needed to create new ones that didn't look like
Right.
them or
And
look
then
like
after that,
kind of
there
resembled
was
them.
then there was Late Night Buffet. So I did.
I'm gonna get up.
design Oh, see, I'm not the only bad guest. Where's he going? What's he getting?
He's going to get the puppets. No, those aren't
Oh,
puppets.
look at that. Oh, he made these.
This is going to work so well in
So I-
podcast form.
Yeah, I know. We're so used to vodcasts. So, so I did the Late Night Buffet characters, the guests, and then the band.
Yep.
And then even though the show didn't get picked up, some of those characters were used for other projects, which was nice. You got to see them at least as part of some other shows like Late Night Liars and Puppet Up, and there was another. Spud, not Spuds. What's the monkey?
Oh, Yeah. Was it
no.
Spuds? That sounds familiar.
Might have been Spuds. Yeah.
There's also, I think a lot of people don't know. Well, I'll get to this in a second. So Bill's showing us, is it a statue of?
So I made these out of clay because
You made them.
I was trying to get a sense
Wow.
of when we were doing Tinseltown. I thought, well, I'll make this guy. So this was Howard, right? This looks more like Howard. But
Yeah.
then we
It
were
was a
trying
great
to
character, by the way.
I love Howard.
I
do.
love Howard. They really need
Underutilized.
more Howard.
But at the time, I think Disney was a little concerned about using him back then. So he wasn't being used a lot. So we were like, well, should we use him or should we create a new one? So at the time, when we first did it, we were thinking maybe we'll get Howard and we'll create a new character with the Howard thing. But then we needed a Samson. And so this was my little version of.
Wow.
Oh, he is excellent.
Bill, I had no idea
Oh,
that
I
you
like
were a
his eyes.
sculptor. What a cool thing.
I'm not. I just take
Those are
out,
good.
I just get inspired by Gene. And so then I just try and make something. But
I
He
don't
is
know if I've ever
amazing.
seen him up close.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I like his
that's really
turtleneck.
cool. I like his eyes. His eyes are really
yeah.
expressive.
And it used to have a little phone cord that went to his ear, but it broke. I lost it. It was
Oh.
a phone.
No.
I thought that was
Anyway,
And then
those
the
were
only
the-
others,
Yeah.
Billy and I can't say what the project was, but he and I had a project in development with Henson, and I designed characters for that. So that's been all my character design stuff, and then the
Yep.
storyboards and
Here's my favorite, one of my favorites that Gene did. I have to show you this. Sorry. It's not my favorite, but I think it's
know
very
what it
funny.
is. Oh yeah.
Well,
Do you
there's
wanna
something I
describe
never. Yeah, please
what we're
describe to
looking
the
at?
audience what we're looking at. Something I never thought I'd see.
You describe.
Let's let
It's,
Gene describe it.
We don't have to
Well-
describe it. We can just leave it for you. And nobody
Yeah,
else will
let's
know
leave
what
it.
it
Let's
is.
leave it for us. It's a little,
Yeah.
it's a
Wow.
little thing. If you want to know, you can.
Not
you
many
can
people
email
have
us
seen it.
and
So you
we'll
can
let a
keep it
couple of
under
people know.
your own little thing.
I'll
Incredible.
never unsee it after I saw it.
Yeah. It's not a little either, is it? But yeah, anyway.
Hey, it's a king size prawn.
Yeah, that's right. It's a
Yeah.
king
Work.
prawn.
So Bill, there's not much of a gap between when you were working on dinosaurs, doing body work and background characters for for the show, to Muppets Tonight, when like suddenly you're like part of the core cast. Was there like an audition process for you, or was it like, no, you're one of us, you've got great ideas for characters, you're funny, we're just going to put you on the show?
No, because we that was it's about 2 years later. I guess it's not a lot of time, but it was about 2 years later. But no, it was just, I just started doing so after dinosaurs, like you said, I've been kind of assisting, really. I wasn't doing a whole lot of background characters. I was just trying to do something, and I was watching and just trying to suck up everything from everybody, and so I guess because I got along with people, and I had a great relationship with Kevin and Brian and Steve, and it just was nice. And then I was just asked to come and assist on something else, and then I guess I would grab something and play around. And I don't know how it became whatever it became, but then it was Clueless, I guess. Actually, sorry, no, my I think my real testing ground, or where I learned the most, was being thrown into Animal Show, which was before Treasure Island, the first season. And so that was really about, just put on a puppet and do a new character. Here's another guest character, and just learning how to do almost like live television. And so I learned a lot in a short period of time, because I was given that opportunity to just create. I don't even know how many characters I did. I think I did 30 some characters or something, guests on.
It's a lot. Yeah. There's a long list on the Muppet Wiki of all these random
probably,
ass animals you've done. Yeah.
And probably too many, and so, because it was like, I was literally running out of voices, but the characters, I could think of a new kind of angle or perspective or an idea for a character and where they came from or whatever. But it was like I was doing, I would do a character here, and then I would do a character here, and then I do a character here, but it was all kind of the same guy. Just different octaves of characters. So that was my training ground, I think. And then Clueless came along, and that was fun. And I think they saw that I could hold my own there a little bit. And I, Clueless wasn't as written as much as he ended up being in the film. It was a lot of improv going on and playing around, and they used it. And then we had like a workshop where in England, before Muppets Tonight started, we were finishing Treasure Island, and Brian knew that they were developing this show, and they wanted to come up with some new characters to have around. And so there was this rack of puppets sent, to England, all different kinds of just puppets. It had everybody on it. It had the iconic characters, the regular characters, core characters. And then it just had little fuzzballs with eyes, and monsters and bears. And so we would just go into this room, and Frank was there. And I remember he set up they set up a camera for us, but he basically said, all right, just grab I do a bad Frank impersonation, but
that was great.
grab a puppet, and I'll interview him. I'll ask him questions, or her. And so that's what we did. We just grabbed a puppet, and we went up, and he just started asking questions. And out of that workshop came Johnny Fiamma, Pepe, Bobo, and Howard.
Was the Pepe puppet, was that something that already existed? Because I don't know that I'd ever seen that in anything else. Or is that something that got redesigned based on something you'd done?
Yeah, no. Pepe, when in that workshop, it was just this wire thing with a flappy wire mouth and two eyes, and like I think some feathers wrapped around the body. It was just a string thing, and I was just messing around with the character. I knew I felt comfortable with the characters, because the character was based on my wife's aunt, and Johnny Fiamma is based on my father and my grandfather, and right. So I was comfortable with characters, but the puppets, like for example, Pepe, that was then something that came out of discussions with Kirk and I. We were hanging out and talking about what Pepe could be, and Kirk was like, maybe he's a lobster, or a crab. And I said, well, yeah, it could be. He's like, he's kind of a manipulative guy. He's a little selfish. And Kirk goes, oh yeah, shellfish. It's a crab, or maybe it's a shrimp. And I was like, oh no, make king pro. Anyway, came out of discussions. And then I think it was Ed Eith who did the first design. I might be wrong, for Pepe, and then a guy named Eric Engelhart. Am I getting that right? Oh gosh, Eric Engelhart. Yes, he made
Darren's
him.
brother. Yeah.
What was that? Yeah, right.
Darren's brother. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, yes, so Eric Engelhart, and he basically built Pepe. There was no pattern. He just built him. I don't know how he did it.
Yep.
But he created this beautiful character. Bobo was already a bear who had been around in some previous things.
Well, yeah, he's in what is it?
Muppets Take Manhattan. Yeah.
Muppets Take Manhattan. Yeah,
Muppets Take Manhattan.
he's a female bear in that.
Right, and then we used him in the Robert Downey Jr. thing too.
Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. Yeah.
Mr. Willoughby's Christmas. Yeah, he was just briefly in that. But yeah, so Bobo came out, and then Howard came out of a Viking that we were using in Treasure Island, and so that was just grabbed off of the rack. And Johnny Fiamma, there was a puppet. It was a humanesque puppet who looked like Charlie Rifkin, who was the CEO for Henson at the time. And so I used him as a Johnny thing. And thank goodness Jane had made that monkey for Treasure Island, who became Sal, that Brian was playing around with. So yeah, some were already existed, and then some, like Johnny Fiamma, then became about. I sent some drawings to Ed Eith. Oh, do I have that? I have that somewhere.
You guys are just loving all these visual examples, aren't you?
Sorry.
That's right. Between last week we interviewed Leslie Carrara Rudolph, and it was all just visual, and there was a lot of background noise. At one point, her husband was using the microwave.
Oh my God!
So I think it adds a nice bit of like humanity and environment and atmosphere to it. So let's just keep going. Why not?
Yeah. But so I sent Ed Eith, I think, or gave, I can't remember how he got him, but I sent him because when Gene and I, when we used to do Johnny Fiamma and his brother Frankie Fiamma, that's where the character came from. Johnny I was doing as myself, and then Gene came out to LA and we started doing them together. And so when I was doing it as a puppet years later, I couldn't see him other than kind of me, like I wanted to see a version of me in a sense when I looked in the camera. And I know I couldn't just do me, but then I got De Niro from Casino, and I used a photo of him and then a photo of me, and then Ed kind of mashed them together. And so that's kind of where that design came from.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Johnny has just one eyebrow that goes up. I think it gives him so much character that no other character has.
He actually has two moving eyebrows. There's
one
that's
move
always
independently.
Yeah, one is always up, right on that angle. Usually that's his neutral. And then I can have him do like that kind of thing where it's, a little surprised, or I can have him go flat where he's a little annoyed at Sal, or I can reverse it. But yeah, he's got the great mechanism. Makes
How does that work in the puppet? Because I know normally there's just one little thing in your pinky for an eyelid or something like that.
Yeah, it's on the rod. I tape it. The control comes out of his head, and I tape it to the hand rod, and I operate one with this finger and one with the thumb. It's kind of both.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Johnny's a character that doesn't get used really anymore. Is that because you haven't got Brian to bounce off with Sal, or is that just for other reasons? Is there another character you could see filling the Sal void?
Johnny's and Sal both were toast. The insides kind of disintegrated after so many years, so they had to be refurbished, and they just weren't at the top of the list, for Disney to use in anything. So they didn't put the money into it to fix them. But I will say they have been refurbished.
Oh,
okay.
For reasons for actual reasons that maybe we can't talk about right now.
And here it is.
Well,
right here.
I hope.
I think it was just, I think, time to maybe try and do something with them if we can. And so the new Muppet Studio folks are into getting characters back and having some more fun with characters that haven't been around for a while. And so they were
terrific,
nice enough to invest in that. So we do have them being refurbed,
Well, here's my question about Johnny. Do you think he can work without Sal? Or do you
No.
think Johnny only works as a duo?
I think so.
And
Johnny
only
needs
Sal?
Johnny needs Sal desperately. You know, Johnny
What if-
can't
what
survive
if
without
Tony-
Sal.
What if Tony Bennett asked Johnny to go on the road with him?
He'd ask for Sal to come with him. He would need Sal. He'd be too nervous to do it on his own, I think.
And maybe
Yeah.
his mom can come too. Mama.
Yeah,
Fiona
or at
can
least
come.
just send
Yeah.
food. You know, but
Right.
no, I just think they're just one. They need each other. They both, you know, they just sort of fit. They're
Yeah.
like Dean and Jerry.
Speaking of Gene, you renamed. I assume it was you who did it, Bill, but you renamed an established character after Gene with Behemoth, who became Gene. Did you have to get like approval for that, or did you just do it and now it's canon? It's done.
They still call him Behemoth, and I still say
Really?
Gene. It's an ongoing thing on the set. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
but
still
it's-
call him Gene.
Isn't it Gene in the Muppet Encyclopedia that Craig did? Yeah, it is.
Yes, it
I
is.
think
could
so.
be.
Yeah.
But it's
And
still
it's in a movie. Like they say his name in a movie. I don't think they ever
Yeah.
say the name Behemoth in an official Muppet production.
They-
It's just
They don't.
Well,
but
how
it's
we
been
know 'em, the
Behemoth.
fans.
Yeah, it's been Behemoth for so long that people like Jane Gutnick still call it Behemoth. Most people,
Well, I need to
they're
talk
just
to
used
her.
to it.
And I need to speak to her. Well, there's
but yeah.
two other Genes, you know.
yeah.
know
There's
that?
a couple of Eugenes, right?
Yeah, there's Eugene the
Um,
hunting dog that was in Animal
And
Show.
there's a tuba player
Right, from
Right.
from Muppet Christmas.
Yeah, Alan
That's
Trotman.
that's
I
pretty.
think,
That's a
right?
pretty big deal. Gene, you have 3 characters named after you. I have 0. You have 3,
you've
and I
got-
got nothing.
Well, Joe, you've
Joe
got the
from
Legal
Legal.
Weasel.
Joe from
Oh, but
Legal.
he's not named after me. Don't give me that.
That's what I heard.
Come on.
I've got nothing. There were Australian puppets in Australian characters in Muppets Most Wanted. Do you think they named it Jarrod? No,
There's Jarrod
I'll
the
just-
corn on the cob. Have you heard of him?
I haven't. So I'm gonna have to take your word for it and
Jarrod the
cry when I
corn.
realize you've lied.
Jarrod the
He's a
corn.
corny character. That guy.
There will be
Yeah.
now. There will be now.
Mhm.
There's Jared.
And
It's
Jarrod the
canon.
artichoke.
There's a fair
Yeah.
cloud that passes by in one of the scenes that they call Jared.
Oh,
Huh.
excellent. Well, I have a slight bone to pick with you, Gene, if I can.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Wait a minute. I'm
motherfucker.
sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just have to ask you. You're
Yes?
wearing Bugs Bunny.
I am wearing a
What?
Bugs Bunny
Pajamas?
hoodie, yes.
Oh,
No,
really?
it's a
nice.
hoodie. I also have
Very
matching
nice.
sweatpants.
I like them.
Not
Very
on,
nice.
but yes, thank you.
Do they have bunny
Um,
feet?
They don't, but now I'm disappointed.
Ears.
No, I don't have anything like that.
Tail?
Hmm.
Furry
Teeth?
tail?
They were very expensive.
All right, let's go. What do you
Can
have
you
to
say
pick with
what-
me? What?
Wait, sorry, but can you just say in your Australian accent, "What's up, Doc"?
In a Bugs Bunny voice or just as myself?
Just as yourself.
What's up, Doc?
Oh, you didn't do
Classic.
the
No,
Australian
Give it a
version.
do it if Bugs Bunny
oh,
was
what's
Australian.
up, Doc? Oh, what's going
There you
on,
go.
Daffy? Oh,
There
mate.
you
What's
go.
going
Well,
on?
Jared,
Okay.
now you have to do your rabbit impression for Bill and Gene because I know you have one.
What's my
Oh.
rabbit impression? Is that what I...
You do your
There it is.
there it is.
Another
Nice.
visual.
Right, that'll work. That'll work on visual. If you want to see it, I do that in my interview with Elmo. You can go and watch that. Okay, no, my bone
Wouldn't
to
it
pick
be?
with
Wouldn't
Gene.
it be? What's up, mate?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Nate?
So, Gene,
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, you illustrated a book, or wrote and illustrated a book, and there was one particular thing that had a bunch of Muppet
I
related
didn't know you
fans
then,
and people.
Jared.
Well,
I
I'm just
didn't know
saying
you
because
then.
I was well established by that point, and there were other people in there. You know, Joe's in there, and Ryan's in there.
Well, you know what
and,
happened?
Dave Holtein's in there, and there is no Australian. So
But
I
they
don't know
cut-
if it's I
You,
don't know.
you
Well,
were in
here's
there, but
Here's what happened. By the way, this is the bat can bat. There was one space left, and I asked Joe if he had any thoughts, and he said, "Oh, I'm not in there yet. Use me, and because I had you on the list,"
Instead.
and he pulled his own
Oh,
name
yeah,
out.
yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I had
That's what I
Ryan
heard.
in there and not Joe, so he thought, pair us up.
Okay, all right. So,
Sure, yeah,
so
throw me
we
under the
blame
bus.
him.
That's a
That's what
thing
I
that
heard.
happened. No, can I just
Yeah.
say though, like I am so beyond honored to be in that book, and not just because like you thought of me and some of the fans like that, but like the cast of characters that are in this
I
scene,
know.
like every puppeteer and Jim and Frank, and there's you threw Muppets in there. Like I'm so
So
honored to
good.
be a part of that group. It's
Yeah, cool.
it's
There are a few
it's huge for me. So thank you.
There are a few people that I missed that I didn't know that well, but it would have been nice to.
Like Jarrod.
Maybe if like in a reprint, maybe I'll add a few.
Great. Just put me over Joe.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's fine. I got
Yeah.
mine. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
People know what I look like. You don't need to. You
Yeah,
can use your imagination.
That's all right. I only cried a little bit.
Did you have to get like special permission to get like Bobo in there, or was that just you just did it?
No, I don't
Nobody's
think
gonna-
anybody
Yeah.
knows. There's Spank and
Well, they do
Bobo.
now. They're gonna hear it
No.
in this podcast.
I'm sending this directly to Bob Iger.
Yeah, I know. There's
Or
gonna
Joe the
be an
Legal
injunction.
Weasel. He's gonna. Yep. No, it's
Everybody,
great.
I-
Yeah.
All of my books have people that I know at some point. Yeah, every single book has. If you know me and your friends, you'll end up in there eventually.
Yeah.
So I'll decide by the end of the interview if I like Jarrod or not. Well enough to put him in.
Do I need to do more bad Australian impressions? Is that what you need?
Yes. Can you do
Possibly.
Elmer
Great.
Fudd with an Australian accent?
Oh, be very, very quiet, mate.
I was much better than your
Great. Hi,
bugs.
bunnies.
That was great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's a
Yeah,
great
he
one.
kind of works as Australian.
Yeah.
So yeah. So again, that book is called The Bat Can Bat. It's got a page with
Yeah.
just a ton of Muppet cameos. So if you're like me and you need to own everything that has a Muppet connection, you better go buy it.
Actually, you know,
Buy a
if
couple,
people,
give them to your
if
friends.
people want to see it real quick, if you go to Muppet Wiki, you go to my page, there's a link to some of the images from those Muppet images from the book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. With
And
a
wait,
guide that tells you who's who.
Yeah.
And also, Gene, do you have your? Are there any storyboards on your website from Muppets from Space?
There's a couple of images, yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's a few
All right.
images there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
It's in the
Gene-
gallery section. Yeah.
Gene, you right-handed for Louis at one point on Fox and Friends.
Some
I
would
feel like
say.
I feel like I've heard very, very briefly. Was it a bit of a debacle? I've never really heard the story.
Well, somebody else was supposed to be there that morning to do the hand. I won't say who. And I was visiting, so I just said, I'll do it. And so I learned that lesson, you know, how important it is to be able to see a monitor. And I couldn't really because it was a really tight spot and I was kind of between Kevin and Billy, but behind them a little bit. And I kept thinking, I've always heard that when Frank Oz has somebody doing his right hand, if they're too active, he'll grab it and just hold it still. So I thought I'm going to avoid that and do the professional thing and stay as neutral as possible and just kind of leave it on the desk as much as I can. But I couldn't tell that when Louis would turn to his right and my hand wouldn't move, his whole right arm would flatten out against the side of the puppet. And Billy kept pulling my hand down. And I'm wondering, what's he doing? Why is he pulling me out of there? And it was that's what it was. And to round it all off at the end, the hosts were on the other side of Elmo. Elmo was between me and the hosts. So when they reached out their hand to shake Elmo's hand, no, to shake Louis' hand, sorry, I raised my hand up and smacked Elmo in the head. And he even reacts to it. You can see him go, "Oh, Daddy!"
And then someone calls child services.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny. I have almost the exact same story. Not the second half there, but I right-handed for Elmo once for a very short video, which no one will ever find. And because same thing, like they just needed someone. I happened to be in the room, and I thought the same exact thing as you. Like, don't overdo it. And so I'm like, I'm gonna hold it really still. And I hold it so still, they might as well have just glued it to the floor. It's like Elmo just has his hand out and he's like talking, he's his other arm is moving around and the other hand is just completely still. It's awful. I'm
Kevin era? Was this Kevin?
No,
or
this is Ryan era.
Ryan, okay, right.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So it's literally like a 30-second video that might or might not be on YouTube. So thank God it wasn't a big deal, but I could have used a lesson or two before going on camera. It's like,
Ryan
I'll just hold the
give me
hand,
a
no
little
big deal.
hint. Yeah, Ryan
Yeah.
could like, give you a little slack, let you, play
Yeah.
a little.
Next time.
Yeah.
Well, it was that performance of mine that allowed me to do some background puppets in Muppet Treasure Island.
That's right. That's
Even
how
though it
he was.
happened
Yes, he was
before.
cast.
Yeah, even though we went
They were
back
like,
in time.
get me
Yeah.
that hand. I need that
Yeah.
hand on my show.
Who was
Absolutely.
that? Who did Louis' hand? And it was a whole casting
It's in my.
process.
It's on
We had
my
to find it.
IMDb. It's my IMDb page. Yeah.
Well, with Louis, Bill, you did that for how many years, and then you passed it off to Tyler.
Yeah, I don't know how many it was. It wasn't that many. It was really about Sesame just didn't want to have to fly me back and forth, because I live in LA, and so it was becoming a thing of how much they could use him, and I didn't want to keep that from happening. So I just suggested Tyler because I don't know, just thought he would do a great job,
Which he does. The voice,
and he does.
especially, is spot on. Like you can't tell the difference between the two.
He does, yeah. He did a great job. So, yeah. So it was just the unfortunate thing. It was just they didn't want to, I get it. I mean, I would have loved to have continued to have done it because I loved doing that character, especially working with Fran and Kevin, and it was just having fun. My favorite thing actually was doing whichever video. I can't remember the exact one, but it was where Tyler plays Carmen's dad, who's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun. We just had a ball on that shoot. But yeah, I wish I could still do them, but
I was kind of disappointed because here I am on the East Coast, and yet they didn't give me a call, having seen the hand.
well, we thought you, since you did the hand, you could probably do the whole character, but Tyler is just too good, Gene.
All right. Okay.
So here's my question about
that.
Louis. When you started doing Louis as a character, he had a mustache. Now Louis got a soul patch. How does a monster with red fur style facial hair, like trim and style facial hair that's a different color? Can you answer this for me, please? Because
yeah,
yeah.
I was born more auburn, right? So my beard, I mean, you can't tell now, it's white in there, and I don't color my hair, but my hair on my head is brown. And my beard's always been more of a red, so I guess it can happen.
All right, that's fair. I'll accept
but really, it's just the workshop decided to pull his mustache.
Yeah, no, well, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions about Muppets and facial hair that no one will ever be able to actually answer for me.
I think his hair changed a bit too, or something.
Well, he used to be a bit more balding, and now he's actually got hair on top of his head as well.
Was it? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Well, and I'm looking at some pictures on the Muppet Wiki right now. At least during the Sesame Beginnings, which I don't know. I don't think you did Sesame Beginnings. I'm not sure.
I did.
But his hair. Oh, you did. Well, his hair in that is curly, so it's still that light brown hair, but it's pretty curly with the curly mustache. And now his hair is kind of a little bit straighter and a little bit shorter on top.
Yeah,
of his
it was. We changed it when we ended up. I think when we did the oh God, what was it called? With the military grieving
family
video.
When families grieve.
Yeah. I think that's when he got changed for that. I think so. But yeah, I started Louis with the I mean, I think they did a couple versions of Sesame Beginnings after the military thing too, but I know I did the first one. Is that the one where there's like a baby Big Bird and a baby Elmo?
Yeah, that's the Sesame Beginnings one. Yeah,
I started those where we did potty time and stuff like that.
Yep.
Those songs. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty big puppet too, because I know the baby versions of the other characters are like quote unquote normal Muppet size, so the parents had to be like twice that.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
You tend to like play larger characters. Is that like, are you just stronger than the other puppeteers? You can hold these things over your head?
No, I'm just stupid. I'm just the dumber one.
Do you still need the harness for Bobo?
Oh yeah, sure.
So,
even more when you get older. Yes.
Yeah. Can I ask? There's a thing there's a moment in the 2015 ABC series where you're playing, or Bobo like has to fall. I think he faints. When you do that, because obviously you can't just drop your arm. because it's all
Right.
you. Do you have to just like fall down onto a mat or something like that?
Well, it depends. I mean, I don't think I've ever fallen on a mat with Bobo, but usually because we're standing, I just bend over forward or fall back out of the shot, as best I can, or squat, or, it's a combination of tilting, I
Yep.
guess.
Yeah.
I remember
Because-
on Muppets Tonight, I was out there for a few days when they were shooting that, and they were doing a show with Penn and Teller, and Bobo was watching them do card tricks in one of the scenes, and this was before the harness, and so we're watching, and all of a sudden Bobo like starts having the shakes, and then just drops because Billy's arm just completely gave out, and
Yeah.
he needed a break.
And it was bad too. Because what would happen is too, like all of the weight is on this part of your arm, right? With him.
Like just underneath
And
the
so-
wrist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
on the back of, on
for
the
our
back
podcast
of your
listeners.
Yep.
back of your wrist, kind of the top of your forearm, or the near, close to your wrist. But and so what happens is to hold him up, you're pulling his nose down because you're trying to hold him up with your wrist, right? So it forces
Oh.
the face to go flat. And so thank goodness for Jane Gutnick, who figured out how we do this and took the weight off of me and gave him a little more structure, so that he was not so just flat faced. But before the harness, it was just so hard to keep him up for very long, and it was silly because I couldn't get through a scene. Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of the brilliance behind the character of Bobo is probably because of the harness, or because he's such a large and heavy character, is that almost all the movement is just his mouth and a little bit of the eyes. And other than that, he's just this huge presence. It's just still. He's just taking up space. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the reason why, like his non sequiturs, his one liners are like they always land so well.
Yeah.
But they do every time. Every line that Bobo has, especially in the 2015 series, every time he opened his mouth, it was gold. It was hysterical.
Well, if you look at me, I'm kind of the same, right? I don't move a whole lot. Just my mouth moves, and I don't say a whole
both
lot.
of your
So
both of your eyebrows work, right?
Yeah,
the
they
gear
both
for
go
both
up.
eyebrows. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, they both go up and down.
Pretty good.
But yeah, I don't mobilize a whole lot, so I'm the most like him. But actually, when we were doing Muppets Tonight, towards the end of it, they asked if we wanted to, because they wanted to build him out more, give him some structure, and they were wondering if I wanted to have his head, separated so he could turn his head, and I was like, please don't do that, because that's who he is. For him to turn and look at you, he has to turn his whole body to see something.
Here we go.
Kind of do this. It's like a whole workout, So it's kind of like me. Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, you've taken the mantle on several Jim Henson characters, which is incredible. Does it still feel like you're carrying the torch from Jim, or do you feel like any ownership over Rowlf and Dr. Teeth and Swedish Chef and all them?
Oh God, no ownership whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Not even a smidge.
No, because I didn't create them, so it's never going to come through. It's not me, I'm just trying to maintain the integrity of it as best I can, and then if things are written for him to grow and change a bit, then I go with that. But I can't say that they're my characters in any way. They're really just keeping them going, hopefully, and people just enjoy them. That's why I try not to let them get too crazy with writing stuff for them, if I can, because I just think that I don't trust that it's going to be organic enough, when I do it. And I just don't know them as well as Jim. So I guess I just try and do the best imitation I can and try and have some fun with it. The chef, I'll tell you what, the chef, I feel a little more comfortable. I feel like I have made maybe that more, because I don't have to actually verbalize like I would with Rowlf or Dr. Teeth in a very specific way. Whereas the chef, I can have some more fun with. And I think I've found ways of making that, a little more fun than I expected, I do have fun with him, maybe more than any of the others of Jim's.
And that's a really fun voice to do, the Swedish Chef. That's like, I don't do a lot of impressions, but I have a decent Swedish Chef. I'm not going to do it now because
Australian one.
Can you do it with an Australian version?
The Australian Chef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or bork, bork, bork. Anyway, there you go. But
Great.
I mean, the voices are spot on. So, like, you know, when you're, they are like, you're being humble, but they're spot on. I'll tell you now. What is it? Ron Rudolph from
Run Rudolph.
Yeah, that song is a banger. And
thanks.
that is one of my favorite Christmas songs. Not just that song, like your version of that song.
So you don't like Merry Christmas Baby? Pepe's version of Merry Christmas Baby?
That's one of those ones I haven't heard. I haven't heard a lot of. But
you got to hear that one.
Yeah. No, I've heard a little.
He does
bit
a whole.
of it,
Pepe does a whole little Stevie Wonder tribute right at the end. A little Stevie Wonder scream. You got to hear that one.
All right, I'm going to listen to that after this.
Well, thank you though. I appreciate that.
You're
like that.
welcome.
I do like that version.
Yeah. Were you doing though? Did these voices, were they something you always had? Is this something that when the opportunity to take over these characters came up, you worked on?
I didn't work on the chef when I was asked to do it. It was quick. It was like figure it out fast. And then it was also maybe somebody else will loop it if it's not great, you know. And that was, I think, on Treasure Island. It was a really quick moment where he's at the table and the food actually make the joke and he's just kind of back there doing something. I can't remember what I did. And then Rowlf was a laugh in Treasure Island as well, sitting at the table. And from there, I started to play around. Could I maybe do this? Because for Muppets Tonight, one of the things I did consciously think about was that there wasn't anybody doing those growly Jim voices, right? Since he had passed. And those were my favorite growing up in here. Like those were the ones I was drawn to, was that growl kind of, bumbly, growly kind of, whether it was a king, King Plubis, or it was Rowlf or whoever. And so for Muppets Tonight with Bobo, that was here's my little, in my own way, tribute to a Jim growly voice. And then they started asking me if I wanted to do eventually Teeth and Rowlf. And I was like, oh shit, how do I separate these now? And it was a great lesson in just kind of going back and thinking about my acting training and thinking that it's not about voices, it's about the character. And so Jim did a lot of those growly voices, but his characters were all different. They all came from different places. So the attitude is what drove the voice, as opposed to the voice driving the character, So I had to find ways of separating them.
But you have described how you form your mouth and everything for some of them to differentiate, right?
Well, that's what I learned. And I learned that, so Dave Gold said at one point, he said, when Jim would do Dr. Teeth, I would watch him and he would literally make, kind of bite his teeth and make this big grin. So when he would talk, it would be much tighter, but with Rowlf, it was rounder, and more playful, and, more up here, a little bit more there, and his D's were, there, the T's and were their D's, and, it was a looser thing. And then with Bobo was just me kind of just with a growl, so just more basic, straightforward kind of guy, But yeah, the Jim thing that Dave showed me was a big change for me with Dr. Teeth, to just grit more teeth, when you do it.
That's great. Those little things make such a huge difference.
It's weird. I guess they do. Yeah. It helps me, at least. I hope it comes across.
I think it does, especially, we, the fans, when you first really started getting into performing Rowlf, and we'd already been so familiar with Bobo. And I think a lot of the fans had a problem with, everyone's going to have a problem when there's a recast, no matter, it happens every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Poor Matt Vogel.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of fans had an issue of it's just Bobo. It's just Bobo's voice coming out of Rowlf, which is not true. Obviously, every performer needs time when they're taking over a character.
Oh my God.
it's perfect, but but like you say, I mean, now all 3 of these characters have been in recent productions, and like you close your eyes, you can 100% tell the difference, just like we could tell the difference between them when Jim performed them, back in the day. So
I hope so.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I've been wanting to do. I want to bring back. The what do you call it? The Saturday Night Live Land of.
Oh yeah, the Land of George characters. Oh yeah,
I would so love to bring that back. And
That'd be
because I
terrific.
love that king. Yeah, I would just love to do that again. And I know Matt would do an amazing Scred. And I just think we could. And then of course, having Eric do the Mighty Favog. I mean, I just think we could really have some fun with that, and then of course we have such great female performers to figure out who would play those. I mean, I think
Louise
I think Henson owns it, but
okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I think she's done.
Yeah, bring Fran out of retirement for this forgotten Saturday Night Live character. I'd love that.
Do you know, have the puppets survived?
Oh God, no. I think they're in a museum.
I'm sure
if any of them.
Yeah, I think one or two of them might be. I know I've seen Scred in a museum. I want to say I've seen Favog and maybe Clubus as well. I want to say maybe the Museum of the Moving Image or the Touring Smithsonian. I don't
I think it'd be such great to do these. Just do little 10-minute pieces. Just have some fun. Just kind of having a ball with them. I think Henson may still own the rights to them. I don't know. I have to talk to Brian about it.
They do.
Something I've been thinking about. Do they?
The only reason I know for sure is that I've heard of, maybe I shouldn't say names, but like I know people who have pitched ideas for comic books
for that
with the Land of Gorge characters, and to Henson, because Henson still owns it. It's not NBC, not Lorne Michaels. Henson still owns
Disney.
It.
I didn't know if
not Disney.
I wasn't sure if Disney had them either, but yeah.
So call your buddy Brian. Tell him it's time
to
bring back the Gorge characters.
It is something I've been thinking about. I just think it would be so much fun to do again, and people just love these quick little bites of things. It would be perfect to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe we'll do
it.
Great,
Gene. After talking about voices, and I've done impressions. Have you got any impressions? Any of your brother's characters, or
he does them all?
All right, let's come on.
Go ahead, throw it out there. Who would you like to hear?
All right, give him one. He'll nail it.
All right, let's hear Rowlf.
Hey, how you doing? All right, what else?
Okay, give him another one.
I want to hear the Swedish Chef.
Short and sweet.
Oh, what you doing? Okay.
Okay,
how
great.
You doing? Okay. I do a combination of Swedish Chef and Pepe.
Right.
What you doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
How about Pepe? Do your Pepe. That's the best.
All right.
Well, he didn't say anything. He doesn't just cough.
Actually, I can do Pepe pretty well because of, what do you want to say? Let's.
You're not really going to try and do it.
You want me to say this voice? Okay. No, almost.
You're
do the voice, okay? I can do this, okay? That wasn't bad.
I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard.
You're a regular Jim Hanks.
Jim Hanks.
I don't know if you get that reference. Jim Hanks does when Tom Hanks doesn't want to do a voice thing, like Woody's going to be in this commercial. He tosses it to his brother Jim, and
I can do any of the Muppets.
Woody or any of those characters. Jim Hanks.
He does them all. He does Kermit.
Yeah.
Can you do your Kermit?
Go ahead.
They don't really talk, like they don't say words.
Yeah,
but they just kind of make noises that sound like them a lot.
Yeah, they're more expressions of the characters.
Yeah,
right.
Piggy,
So
do Piggy.
Or Piggy. Ah!
Yeah, see, nailed
that was actually not bad.
Nailed
it. It sounds like characters as if they're like falling, but not for a very like a long fall.
Yeah, like something's wrong for a second.
Like you're standing on a Muppet standing on a chair and falling off the chair.
Yeah. Right. What else? Got another one?
Go ahead.
Fozzie.
Fozzie.
Yeah. See,
Gonzo?
Nailed it.
That was Gonzo.
That was Fozzie.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Gonzo.
It sounded like
Fozzie.
But you can see. I mean, he's got. I mean,
he. Oh, what a talent!
Repertoire. My goodness.
Yeah.
Right.
Bill, you can go home.
I'm putting out a toy. I'm going to put out a toy called Muppet Box. A Muppet Box that has a little sound mechanism in it. You shake it, and then you see which of the expressions you get.
I wasn't gonna mention this, but on Muppets Now, Gene actually ADR'd all of my characters.
Just straight
voices.
through the whole
Now we're in
series.
trouble.
Everything.
Now we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell. You could tell a couple of times.
Muppets
Especially
Now!
when Pepe fell over.
I did have one question about the Swedish Chef before we get off that topic.
Okay, tell me, ask me.
Wow, when did you learn English so well, Swedish Chef?
Okay.
He started wearing a wedding ring in recent years. Who's he married to? Who's Mrs. Swedish Chef?
We don't know. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows he's married.
He knows.
I don't think it was Steve Whitmire's fault. It started with him. He wore his ring. He wore his wedding ring one time when he and I were doing it early on. This is back in the 90s now. That's how long he's had a wedding ring on.
Wow.
So we just thought it was so funny. People started asking, and then I just started keeping mine, using mine. And then I just thought, whoever has a wedding ring on that's doing his hands, that's whose wedding ring it is. So he just has a collection of rings.
Great. I love it.
You know, the Palisades Swedish Chef has a ring. I think Jamie made sure of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who is the hands of the Swedish Chef now?
Usually
is it a regular person? Mm-hmm.
Usually, if we can, I hope it's Peter. He's so good. He's amazing.
Quite a talent.
Oh my God. Crazy talented.
He's no Gene Barretta when it comes to right hands.
That's right.
But...
That's true. He's not Gene, but Peter's a close second. Yeah.
But the thing is, when Gene does the hands for the Swedish Chef, they come out of frame because he's usually got an apple and he's just eating it.
Go ahead. Ask me to do Swedish...
like underneath.
Yeah, underneath.
ask me to do Swedish Chef's hands. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see you do Swedish Chef's hands. Okay.
Oh.
You just
magic.
Yeah.
Muppet magic here, you guys, that you're missing.
Look,
you can see the
ring on him.
Does it look like mine, or is it just a band?
It's a gray band.
It's a gray band. Oh, so it's my ring. I have a gray band. There we go.
So wait a minute. Maybe
I'm the hands of the Swedish Chef.
Maybe Steve wore a platinum band. I can't remember. Maybe that's why it's silver.
Well, I think we need to meet the Swedish Chef's wife at some point.
I don't think he's married.
I can do the voice.
Do you think he wears the ring to dissuade any women from flirting with him?
I think that's it. I think he doesn't.
He's
he gets picked.
I'm married to my work.
Yeah, or they don't even know what he's saying. He's just.
I feel like Swedish Chefs. It's going to turn out to be some sort of weird, like Norman Bates situation.
His mother married to his mother.
Yeah, they're going to get home and his mother's just going to be like made of broccoli, and that'll be it.
So, Bill and Gene, at the end of every episode, we ask a series of questions to our guests. Jarrod has his set of questions. I have mine. Today, I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. Feel free to answer them.
I was asleep
quick
here
response,
all night. Last night I was here the whole night.
Yes, great. I actually did need your alibis. Okay. Thank you for that.
Where is your broccoli wife?
Are your wedding rings real? Okay, so first question for you, both of you. You can answer together or one at a time. What is the best movie you watched recently?
A whole movie?
Or most of a movie. Oh, all right. How about TV shows? We can do that too.
My wife and I get a kick out of 90 Day Fiance.
Ah.
So that's one that we watch together.
That's a good one.
1,000-Pound Sisters is good.
Oh, do you guys know My 600-Pound Life?
I've heard of it. I have not watched it.
There's he's my favorite. The doctor that's on there, Dr. Now, I can't think of his last name. It's a long name, but he talks like this. And he says, if Evelyn is not going to get on the program, then we can't give her the procedure. And if she's not going to go on the program and she's not going to have the procedure, then there's no point in me having her stay at the hospital. If she's not going to stay at the hospital, then we don't have any time to spend to get her back onto the program. If she's not on the program, then there won't be time for her to finish. And he goes on. I swear to you, it's like a 4-minute run. Every time they talk to him, he's so great. You have to watch him. Dr. Now, they call
Amazing.
him. He's awesome.
I'm sure he deliberately does that so they can't edit him halfway through his sentence.
I don't
Just make
think
it
so.
one
I
long
think
sentence and never stop.
it is him. He is so focused, and he's like this really devoted doctor to his patients, but he just goes on and on. And if he doesn't continue to go on, then he doesn't continue. It just never
Good
ends.
Lord.
He's so good.
All right. Would you rather travel 20 years into the future or 20 years into the past?
Past.
Yeah, past. We had good
Wow,
childhoods.
Good answers. Fair.
Well, I wasn't a child 20 years ago.
Well, I know, but we're,
But I'd like to meet my wife all over again.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Where
very
was I
sweet.
20 years
It's
ago.
true.
Well, 20 years ago, I guess I was meeting my wife at around the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, 25
98.
was we were in 5 years at that time, but it all was
Wow.
all new and shiny.
Great.
20 years
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
ago. Yeah, why not? It's got 2 pieces of bread around a piece of meat.
No.
All right.
It's a roll. It's a roll.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hoagies have rolls. Wait, hoagies have rolls. They're sandwiches.
It's not a sandwich, it's a hoagie.
But a hoagie's a
A
sandwich.
hoagie isn't a type of sandwich?
No.
Yeah, of course
A
it is.
submarine sandwich?
Sandwich
A
is
Subway
2 pieces
sandwich?
of bread on top of it. It's and shit
Okay,
in
so
between.
Bill,
No,
if
no.
you had a hot dog bun and the bun separates,
I don't
if
separate
if
my
the
bun.
2 pieces.
No.
No, but like if it when you hold it, it's a cheap
No.
bun. It
Then you
separates
can't
by
eat it.
accident.
Nope.
You can't eat it. You got to throw the whole thing away. All right,
Yep.
All right,
fair.
but I want
Hey,
to
I
ask
have
if I
an
can.
answer.
Oh,
Sorry,
go
I
on.
have to go back. This is there's no chronology to this interview. We keep jumping.
Fine.
It's fine. Nobody's listening. It's fine.
I thought of what I watched recently that I really liked. It was a new documentary series on Netflix called The Sons of Sam. Have you seen that?
Oh
I have
It's
not.
no.
it's about this reporter who took on the story of the Son of Sam crime and found out that he didn't work alone and that the New York Police Department was completely corrupt and they rushed the verdict and he was just became completely obsessed with trying to figure all this out. It's really really fascinating bit of history that not many people have known until now, I don't think.
All right.
Good.
Oh, interesting.
Hey, but I
Nice.
do have a thing about sandwiches.
Yeah.
Sandwiches.
Do you know what a
Yeah.
sandwich is?
I don't.
A sandwich is when you use 1 piece of bread and you wrap it around your stuff.
Your
So is
stuff.
a hot dog a
but it's not a
sandwich?
roll. It's not a roll.
What's the
It's
difference?
a sandwich. It's
Oh,
a sandwich. It's a slice
Wait
of
a
bread
minute.
that you wrap around. What?
No, but that's how our grandfather pronounced it. But was he
I know.
describing? I didn't know he was actually describing 1 piece of bread wrapped around everything. I thought that was just
that's-
how he pronounced sandwich, period.
I asked him if it was a sandwich, because it was like not as different than 2 pieces. Like I said, does that? And he was like, I don't know. So it's my version of it.
It's canon. We're calling it. It's
We're
canon.
calling it.
All right.
Again, I just want to. So, in my set of questions that I usually ask, I have one that Joe doesn't like because no one has agreed with me yet.
Oh.
But I want to ask the both of you: is soup a food or a drink?
It's a food.
Well, it just gets too.
It's not on the
There's
drink.
too many
menu.
types of soup, isn't there?
Okay.
Like a thicker soup to me would be more like a food. A broth is more like a drink.
That's the closest I've had to anyone agreeing with me, Bill. So, thank you. I
Alright.
appreciate it.
It's not on the beverages menu though.
You're never gonna have
but
like
you're
a
not
cup of
chewing
chicken
it.
broth.
But you're not
that
chewing
you're-
it. Food
You can chew soup. Of course you can chew soup.
Yeah. All right.
You could. I mean, like, do you ever have lentil soup?
Yeah.
It's like, right? It's not like a liquid necessarily. You have to chew it you can't just drink it, right?
What about vegetable soup? What about pasta vazul?
I feel like this is all just now an intervention for my soup question.
It's a terrible question, Jared. You should be ashamed.
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure what are you saying?
I think it's a drink.
How
I
can it
think
be
it's a
with all
drink.
the stuff in it? I'd like to see you drink some soup.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Let's
I'll
get
go-
a soup.
Okay, I'll go
What
get.
kind
I
of
mean,
soup?
we'll
What
do
are
that
I'm
on
sure Gene
the
has
next
some.
episode. Yeah,
What kind of
All right.
soup are you picturing?
We'll come back for that.
Yes,
we'll come
Gene.
back to the soup question.
Okay.
All right, what is the most obscure Muppet you can think of in the next 5 or 10 seconds?
Obscure?
Yeah, go deep.
I don't know. I'm not a big Muppet fan.
And
I couldn't really tell you obscure one.
I don't know, Fozzie Bear. Is he?
I love
obscure?
Fozzie. No.
Yeah.
obscure.
I love Guy Smiley, but he's not obscure.
I'll accept
Obscure
it.
enough.
That's
I
my
didn't ask
favorite
for
of
the
all
most
time.
obscure Muppet that exists. Just the.
He's my
just one
favorite
the next
of
one you
all.
think of.
He's my favorite of all, if he's obscure or not.
Great choice. Yeah, Gene, you got one?
How about
Roosevelt Franklin.
yeah, he's great. What about baby Oscar?
Ah,
Baby
baby
Oscar.
Oscar.
Is that a character
So
that
obscure.
existed?
He's so obscure you haven't seen him, have you? I've seen him.
And can you do your best baby Oscar voice? Great.
Oh,
That was just a
It sounded
small
just
really
like him.
good.
Yeah.
It's like he farted.
Wait. I can hang on. I can add to that. Ready?
Okay. Doing your own Foley.
Oh, he's not in an ash can. He's in an ashtray.
It didn't sound
Oh,
like
that was at the
trash
lid.
can lid. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Great. Perfect.
So in every episode, we ask our guests to come up with a question for our next guest without knowing who it is. Last week, our guest was Leslie Carrara Rudolph, and she wanted us to ask you if Abby or someone like Abby Cadabby could magic someone in front of you, poof someone right in front of you right now. Who would it be?
My mother.
Good answer.
All right. I'll go with our father.
Look at that.
We're getting the band back together. I love it. All right. And finally, this is our season finale. But without knowing who it is, what question would you like to ask the first guest of our second season of this podcast?
Why did you accept the invitation?
Great.
I don't know if I want to ask that.
Who does your hair?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who does your hair?
Great. We will ask them both of these questions. Well,
Awesome.
Gene and Bill Barretta, thank you guys so much for being here. This has been honestly such a treat to have you guys here. Can
Has it
you
really?
please let people know? First,
Hey, wait a minute.
First,
Wait. Wasn't the premise that you were supposed to surprise Jarrod with the guest?
Yeah, I had no idea you were coming until a couple of minutes before you arrived.
Oh, really?
Okay, because
Yeah.
there wasn't any big
Yeah.
reveal on the show. I forgot that there was that whole
No,
thing.
we realized it's so hard to coordinate the you guys popping up. So we do a pre-show before you get here. Jarrod gets to ask yes or no questions to try to figure it
I see.
out.
To try and guess. Did you guess?
I did not.
Yeah.
I was also under the guise it was one guest, not two. So Joe
right.
really threw me off on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Okay, so
fine.
there is a reveal within the context of the show. We just didn't hear it. Okay.
Yes, correct.
That's right.
And
Yep.
Billy and I actually
That's great.
are the same. We are basically one.
That's true. You're basically one person. I mean, the logo for the Barretta Brothers show
Mhm.
is one
Right.
person with
That's
both of your
right.
faces, which, by the
Yeah.
way, is super disturbing, and I hate it. It's like a nightmare.
Is it? Okay. You mean that face?
There it
It's
is.
right there behind you. That
Yeah,
guy.
it's
Yeah,
haunting
I've been
me.
staring at it for this whole interview. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Can you tell everyone where they can find your show, the Barretta Brothers show?
Well,
BarettaBrothers.com.
Yeah.
That's right. Did you hear
BarettaBrothers.com.
that? Or that's where you can get
Yeah.
hooked up to the podcast and the podcast. And
Terrific.
there've been
They can also follow
some
you
new
on-
episode. Yeah, sorry. There have been some new mini Muppet episodes while we've been on hiatus. Those are on the podcast. So there's a little something for you guys while we're doing our hiatus thing.
And I hope you're coming
Terrific.
back.
Yeah.
What's that?
I hope the show's coming back.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we've been busy with stuff, so we're trying to figure out when and how to get people. It's you guys know it takes some good time and energy to do all this stuff. So
Sure
just
does.
trying to figure out how we
Sure
do it.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys being here, and helping us out with our podcast. We are always happy to help you with yours.
You guys have always been you've been great help with ours. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No, happy to do it.
Absolutely.
And you can follow Barretta Brothers on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all those fun things. So you can find out about new episodes as they come out. And thank you guys again for being here. And everyone else, keep on reading Tough Pigs for more Muppet fun. And keep an eye on this podcast space for a brand new podcast coming very, very soon, which we will be announcing at some point.
Awesome.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Goodbye.
you, guys. Thank you.